Hello everyone, I'm Clifford Bradley coming to you from my studio apartment. This is news from my nutshell.
News from my nutshell.
We cannot have that behavior in this establishment. It's not worth it, Mike.
Virtual theft that's virtually theft is now actual theft. Or so says the Dutch Police Department, who arrested a 17-year-old for stealing $5,800 worth of virtual furniture inside the 3D networking website Habbo Hotel. Now, in essence, all he did was steal a series of zeros and ones, which brings up the philosophical question: is it still stealing if there's an infinite supply? Proton, the Malaysian car company, announced that it will begin development on a car that's intended for Muslims, as they believe this to be an untapped niche market. Now, the car will include features like a compass that will always point towards Mecca, and a spot for your copy of the Quran, and a headscarf. The company said they will also begin production on a car intended for atheists with absolutely nothing inside. Earlier this week, Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez called the former Spanish Prime Minister a fascist, and said the fascists are not even human. Indignant, the King of Spain, Juan Carlos, told Chavez to shut up. Chavez then replied by calling the king impotent. The king has yet to give a reply, but we're all taking bets that it's going to be, I know you are, but what am I? The WGA strike is a testament to the influence of Hollywood on the rest of the world, as many unions are now following suit. For example, last Saturday on Broadway, the stagehands decided to go on strike on the busiest day of the theater week. A few days later, in France, the transport workers went on strike in protest of President Nicolas Sarkozy's pension plans. Not to be outdone, I too will be going on strike, and you'll all be sorry. Scientists for the first time have been able to clone a primate embryo from an adult monkey. This is a breakthrough, as it has been previously thought that cloning stem cells from primates would prove very problematic. This brings science one major step closer to being able to clone human tissue for purposes of research and transplanting.
A billion people died on the news tonight.
Alright, so this is our conspiracy theory of the week. So you think World War II ended years ago? You'd be wrong. You'd be dead wrong. Because the war on the Pacific Front rages on to this day. Alright. It's with much more subtleness, but it still goes on. Now, 50 years ago, the Emperor of Japan flew to the U.S., went to Chicago, visited the mayor of Chicago. They went to an aquarium. Now, the CIA told the mayor of Chicago, said, here, give the emperor these bluegill fish. So the mayor gave the emperor bluegill fish. And the emperor took the bluegill fish back to Japan and let them go free. Free swimming around in the water. Because the CIA knew that the bluegill fish would continue the fight behind enemy lines. And to this day, the bluegill are destroying the native and marine life in Japan. So that's the news. That's the news. From my nutshell to your nutshell. And you can take it if you like. You can leave it, but you can take it. And I'm Clifford Bradley. I'm not actually Clifford Bradley. He's on the floor. He's bleeding and moaning a little bit. But that's the news. You can take it. Or leave it. Or give it back.